With Bartell Global. Today we're going to talk about Bartell's lineup of trowels. When Bartell puts out a trowel, you can rest assured that it's been through the trials, tribulations, and rigors. Bartell, we were founded in 1946, so as you can imagine, we've been making trowels for quite some time. Sometimes it's very difficult to look at a brand in the industry and decipher what the difference is in one trowel from another trowel, one manufacturer to another manufacturer. What the intent of this video here is to give you the secret sauce of what we do at Bartell and why you, if you're not currently using the Bartell trowels, should consider. We're going to get straight to the meat of the topic, and this holds true for all your 2-footer, 3-footer, 4-footers, etc. One thing that Bartell takes great pride in is perfecting the experience for the operator, making sure that he's getting a very smooth, very precision balanced finish. And there are about 3 components that we're going to discuss that attribute to getting that finish. Truthfully, making it a more pleasant experience for the operator. One of the first things I do when I go into a job site or to a dealer, I'll look at the hands of an operator. And if the hands are shaking profusely, and we're going to tell them how a Bartell trowel can actually make that a much more pleasant experience. When you look at a trowel, some of the most important things that you see, and again, it holds true for the whole lineup, is what you actually don't see. Many people will not talk about the spider arms and how they are attached to the housing. At Bartell, when we put out a trowel, we spend an immense amount of time precision machining the spider blade arms so that they are press fit into the actual spider housing. When we put a trowel out into the industry, you can rest assured there's going to be roughly a 7/1000 tightness tolerance. In fact, we pride ourselves on being the tightest tolerance in the industry. And in layman's terms, what that is when you are troweling concrete, you don't want blade arms that have slop. You don't want them to be non-rigid and really pressing down on that concrete. So when we don't have, like a lot of our competition, a secondary bushing piece that is fitting between this arm and this housing, it's a much more straight and vigorous downforce to the slab itself. So if I had a bushing or a secondary piece, a lot of times you're going to get wear on those bushings that the other guys are using in those trowel arms. That will be very indicative of seeing a shake in the handle. A lot of contractors, after using trowels for a bit, they get what they call dead hand, almost like running a right angle grinder. And that's coming from an imbalance in the trowel itself. So with Bartell, your experience of running a trowel should be relatively uniform, and you should have a much more smooth experience up here at the operator handle. How does that equate to the slab? Well, when you look at a concrete slab and you make a pass with your trowel, you don't want to be seeing half moon circles in the slab. Those are coming from that little bit of imbalance that could be coming from a secondary piece they're using in their spider arm. Also, at Bartell, in all of our trowels, we give a great credence to the length and weight ratio of all of our professional handle systems. We are the only one in the industry that uses a very robust square tubing handle. And down at the bottom where they come in and join the body of the machine, they are heavily reinforced and gusseted. You could just about park a truck on this handle without any tendency to crack or break. That never becomes a weakness point. But some of our competition get real fancy back here with these big monstrosity rear ends. And if you put excessive weight on the back end of a handle, the front of your trowel will tip up. Get that hopping or loping in the field. So it's very, very important that you work with a manufacturer like Bartell, who has gone through the years of knowing just how long and just how weighted to get on this end. Bartell is the only one that I know of in the industry that gives the ability to go from a regular turn pitch trowel to an easy pitch trowel system on the same handle. With many manufacturers, you have to order separate handles, so you're trying to curtail it to a customer's liking, and you may not have that proper trowel in stock. So by being able to have the easy pitch blade elevation system, or when you order this, we provide the gut for the regular pitch, you can simply, on this same axis handle, take this system off, drop in the regular turn knob fine pitch, and do it all with one. So that's going to equate to a savings anywhere from $300 to $600 on saving shipping, downtime, not having what your customer wants, etc., by having that option. Also, you've got full operator handle adjustment up at the top. So for different height operators, you can ease into this. You want to hit it right around the waistline, pop it into place. You've got your centrifugal kill switch here, throttle control. Notice the chrome square tube we talked about. Let's talk edgers. Today, we're going to talk about Bartell's B424 edger, one of the best edgers in the industry, and we're going to discuss on this video why. First and foremost, with the Bartell B424, we give you the industry's largest engine at a GX160 Honda. Many others in the industry on the same type of setup will use a GX120, and you just get more power, more rigor, and better troweling, and particularly panning when you use the bigger Honda engine. That comes standard on the Bartell B424. Edgers are for areas, could be a basement, a garage, a bay, a patio, small areas getting around obstacles, things of that, to where you would typically have to hand trowel. So it's a time saver in using an edger. If you're not currently using one, you should consider that. With Bartell, we give you a top spin ring, and when you're operating the machine itself, that spin ring will actually hug into the toe board, and the centrifugal spin will actually roll that edger down the wall and allow it to get right up against the surface without the need to come behind this with a hand trowel. So with Bartell, you're looking at our folding handle B424 edger. This is a really neat feature here. Notice we go with the Pro handle. You've got a brake in here with a very heavy duty pin. It can be inserted and operated in the rigid position, or at the end for stowage or towability or loading onto a truck or carried stairways. You can fold this handle, reinsert the pin, then you have a very center weight balanced hoist hook that's very good on job sites or going to multi-levels, etc. A very nice feature. We also give you a hand grab on the back of the machine as well as the front of the machine. We actually have made an amendment to this to where you have your pitch control at the very top around your operator handle, whereas you're not needing to reach over and adjust your pitch down around the machine. So you never need to leave the handle. One really important thing with this edger, and what makes it very nice, is we have a stabilizer ring, an actual obstacle barrier that is tied into the blade arms, so that when you're operating this trowel and you run into anything coming up from the slab itself, you do not run them in between the blades and actually seize the machine. Some of our competition do not include this bottom feature. So with Bartell, you get it all. When you order this package of the 424, which is a 4-blade 24-inch machine, you get the float pan, so you're able to get on earlier, disperse the weight. You get the combo blades, you get the bigger engine, you get the folding, or you can order that rigid as well. You get chrome, which is easier cleanup at the end of the day. Looking at the machines themselves, from the welds to the finish, all the way in, just the integrity of how we build the machines. If you haven't tried a Bartell trowel, you owe it to yourself to try it. Experience it for yourself. Many have switched over to the Bartell trowels. Thank you for those who have. For those who haven't, we look forward to working with you and showing you the Bartell difference.